Hi guys, and it's Bristol Prepper here, coming at you with another prepping review, prepping talk. So today, we're coming at you and we're looking at overlooked and forgotten preps, because there's a lot of these things that people just don't think about, or forget, or just mean to do, but just forget about, but they're important. Because obviously a lot of you people, America specifically, got guns, and you got all the ammo, and you got all the gear, but you haven't got some of the stuff I brought to the table you might have forgot about, and obviously you English people as well, some of the stuff you might not have, you've overlooked or just forgotten about. So we're looking at it right here. So this is just a couple of things I brought to the table. So the first thing we're looking at is Tumble Dryer, like I know what you call it, offcuts, bits of cotton. So every time your Tumble Dryer finishes a cycle, it's got fluff and shit in it from the clothes and bits of cotton and stuff. So, and obviously your missus normally empties that and puts it in the bin. But if you keep that, and I put it in a sealable bag right here, you can get these sealable bags for a couple of quid and get loads of them from any local store. But this is the offcuts and the bits of cotton. So as you can see, the bits are flying about already. It's like dust as well. But these take amazing to fire, to a spark. You can obviously put Vaseline on these, stuff them in a small container, and then it's just as good. As you can see at the bottom, we've got the cotton balls. But I use this when I go out camping or anything like that, because it takes to a spark so well. And obviously getting the fire started at that first stage is vital, especially if you're in England, it's wet weather, because it's a fucking nightmare sometimes when it's wet, and getting a fire started is a nightmare. So if you've got any more questions about this, or how to do it, or anything like that, just give me a shout, and I'll help you out. So the next thing we're going to look at is the Siphon Pump, which is this one. I shan't get out because it's a fucking nightmare, to be quite honest with you, I'm not going to lie. So this is a multi-use transfer pump, but I called it the Siphon Pump. So this is good and useful for if you want to, obviously, shit hits a fan, right? There's not going to be an awful lot of petrol around. That's an understatement. It's going to be fucking anarchy. There's going to be no petrol. It's going to be a nightmare. And if you want to bug out to your location, like a normal person doesn't always keep a full tank. Obviously you preppers might. I personally do as well. I never go below half a tank. It's just a thing I've got, and I just never let it do it because I don't like this shit kicking up from the bottom of the tank. And anyway, I digress. This is a siphon pump, so I can take fuel out of any vehicle and put it into mine or its container. And I know what some of you are saying. Some of you are going, yeah, I can do it with my face, or I can do it with my lips and siphon out and whatever, or cut the bottom of the tank. Alright, I understand that, and I'm not an idiot, so I do know, but this is a pump. So, no batteries, obviously, like a hand pump, but it's connected to pipes that transfer it. This will fuck the petrol or diesel into any container, quick as fuck. Pump, 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 and you've got the whole tank. Which is great, obviously, because in an SHTF situation, when you've got riots and shit going on, you haven't got the time to suck a golf ball for a hose pipe. So, any more questions about that, like I said, give me a shout and I'll help you out. The price on that one, I think, was around about the £20 mark. I can't remember exactly, so if you do want to know and you want the link, give me a shout, personal message, and I'll hook you up with that. So the next thing we moved on to is the bolt cutters. This is, some of you are saying, oh yeah, I thought about this, but it's an important thing to remember. Obviously, the world's ended, right? Not world ended, sorry. The SHTF or WROL, whatever you're saying has happened. But bolt cutters, or at least some sort of cutters, they don't have to be 24 inch. They could be smaller or whatever, but they are very important. If you need to get any gates, through any fences, cut off padlocks to big units you may want to get into to bug out in, these are great for that. Cutting bolts, padlocks. Like I said, the bigger ones like these, 24 inch, they can cut anything, you know what I mean? Anything sort of metal they can cut. And I've tested these are great. Like I said, you can pay big dollar for them if you're paying big brands, i.e. Makita, Arwin, any of the big mates. You can pay big dollar, even past £70 for just a pair of bolt cutters. But I didn't pay that sort of money. I think I paid £20 for these, which is a great price for anybody who knows their tools. Myself, I'm a carpenter, so I do have a lot of tools. I have every tool under the sun, to be quite fair. Most tools I do have, but I didn't have these because I never found a use for them. So I did pick myself up some, and they are great. And definitely in an SHTF situation or WROL, they will come in handy. Even if you're in your bug out location, and you just need to, if you're going out looking for supplies and that, and something's locked, or shop's locked, or something's locked, you can always get in there, no problems. And they do weigh a bit, but not that much. But they are definitely great. You could get, like I said, you can get smaller ones just to put in your bug out bag. But like I said, a great addition. Next thing we're looking at, obviously, is general tools. I did touch upon it a second ago. It's great to get yourself, not expensive, just a cheaper toolbox and some smaller bits and pieces in there, i.e. screwdrivers and all the rest of the stuff. Just to have a general tool set for if the shit does hit the fan, you can make housing adjustments, like boarding up the doors, the windows, or wherever you're doing. You've got the tools to do that. Obviously, car brakes, you know what you're doing. You could fiddle with that. It's just nice to have a bit of tools, just so you know what you're doing, and you could change stuff if you need to, or obviously fix things and that. It's great to have some tools. So you do, if you could get hold of some, you can pick up at yard sales, obviously markets, car boot sales, cheap. I'm not saying go out and spend thousands of pounds on top of the range tools that you won't use that much if you're not in the trade. So if you're, so obviously go to car boots, markets, you pick them up real cheap, dirt cheap. Older ones, it doesn't matter, you can shine them up a bit, make them look a little bit more nice. But it is important to have some tools. Next one we move on to is tampons. Now, some of you are going to laugh because obviously it looks like I nicked this off the missus. But no, it is important to have some tampons. They've got millions of uses. Go on YouTube, check out somebody called Sensible Prepper. He does tampons and I think it's 25 or 50 uses. They are great for if you take them out of the hard case packaging, take them out of that. You fluff them up a bit, you get the inner strands out, you really fluff it up, they can take a spark like that. Real easy to take a spark. So they're good, small, compact to put in your bug out bag for starting fires. You can also filter water with them. I've done it. I know it sounds gross, but I have filtered water through them because I had a lot of shit in the water I was using. So I cut a bottle in half, fluff these out a bit, stuff it to the head of the bottle, then poured the water through the top of the bottle, and it filtered me some pretty basic clean water. So that's tampons. Obviously, pick those up anywhere and they're cheap. Don't have to be the top of the range Climax brand or whatever it's called. You can just get cheaper ones from any bargain store or whatever, pound stretcher, they all sell them. So just pick some of those up for a box of 20 or whatever, and they're cheap and good. So the next one we look at is tobacco and fags. So I know even if you don't smoke, I am a smoker myself, but if you, even if you aren't a smoker, pick up a box of 20 fags, a deck of fags, or tobacco. I choose tobacco just because it lasts longer. You get a better value for money, and instead of giving one fag out, you can roll one. You get a rolling machine there fairly cheap. I'm not asking you to spend 17 quid on a 50 grammer, but if you go out and buy, say, a 12 grammer, it's just, you get more fags out of bag tobacco. But if you want to buy fags, they're great for trade-in in an SHTF situation. Some people do carry gold for trade-in, or silver, but us budget preppers can't afford to go out and buy massive bars of gold. And personally, I don't know about anybody else, but in an SHTF situation, and I got my family to feed and all the rest of it, I'm not going to trade my food, water and supplies and all my tools and stuff just for a little bit of gold, which I don't know that will be useful in any time soon. So I'd rather have my tools and that than a little bit of gold. But if you've got fags, everybody will want drink and fags. If you've got alcohol, it's another good thing to prep as well. Just to keep some bottles of vodka, maybe some beers, put them away, don't drink it. I know it's hard, but don't drink it and put it away, forget about it, because it's good to have drink and tobacco, because people are always going to want their addiction somehow, so they will trade their life for it. So it's good to have, because they're just good for trading and get your bits and pieces. Obviously, more questions, give me a shout and I'll help you out. Another quick little thing is lighters, and obviously we've talked about, but a good one is clipper lighters, Zippo lighters. These are like amazing. Mine's a Harley Davidson one, but yours don't have to be a proper model one. But they're good because they hold a good amount of gas, they last a long time, and they always work. It's not like a poxy little shitty lighter, you gotta keep flicking it, doesn't work. This thing always works, I always count on this thing. So yeah, so obviously that's a good shout to maybe have. I'm trying to think, we've got some tissues here as well, so for obviously, because nobody wants to wipe that ass on a pine cone, nobody wants to skid your ass across the carpet like a dog, do you? So obviously for cleaning and that, tissues are always good to have. Some people do prep tissues and obviously toilet roll and that, but toilet roll is big, bulky, it's in a massive roll, and if you get a multi-pack, it's massive. So you don't want that. You get these, I've bought all these for £1. This big multi-pack for £1. Obviously look out for deals and that. But yeah, so they're good. You've got loads in here, and get a few packets of these, and you set yourself up. I think that's it for today. If anybody got any more questions or any other unforgotten preps or overlooked preps you want to say about it, leave a comment below, subscribe, and share and tell people about it, and let's get involved. Like always, stay prepared, and I'll see you guys another day, another way.